Hello, everyone. Can you hear me? Hope everyone can hear me. Just put the thumbs up if you do. Excellent. So today I would like to talk about the topic that it's very interesting, and also some people would say that it's very complicated. So I'll try to. I was thinking a lot how to take it forward, and in my opinion, the best way to take it forward is the way how you guys would take a journey if you would try to understand what is cross-chain, why one project is better than other, what is in general the risks regarding the cross-chain operations, why so many people are saying, oh, I've seen that there is like 100 million, 200 million, 300 million hack, how the $600 million were stolen from like Ronin Bridge. It's always important to understand why it is important, why still people use it, etc. So let me just tell you a few words about myself. I'm Faraj, and I'm a co-founder of a cross-chain protocol called AWA. And we are very close to the launching, and I think it would be interesting to have like this initial conversation going through, and then I will just give you a little bit updates about AWA and put it in the perspective of how we're different from other cross-chain protocols. I will not try to sell anything, guys. I want you to get more understanding of how the cross-chain protocol works, and actually will do in a lifetime the transfers of some funds and some tokens from one chain to another, so you guys really understand why it's important and what we can achieve utilizing the cross-chain. Again, this is very contested topic. A lot of people really do not understand the cross-chain, why it's important, and all the issues associated with that. A little bit background about myself. I have 15 years. I was in oil and gas, working for large corporations like BP, ExxonMobil, Lukoil, DNO, etc. And then was following up with a crypto space, always trying to be on the understanding it, trading it a little bit. But big time, I moved into crypto from when I was in 2020. I co-founded my crypto fund, a little media in the Middle East. I'm 10 years in Dubai. And then like last year, I have created Crypto Executives Community. More than 1,200 executives are part of my community, including the OGtoken guys. And like I really thank them for organizing such event. I really was surprised with the quality of the platform and the quality of the people that are on the stage here. So again, guys, thanks for bearing with me on this. I've added my LinkedIn profile in the chat, so if you guys want to know more about me, you are welcome. So what I will do, I will start with as if you guys would think what is cross-chain and would know nothing about it. And then slowly, I would develop the story and go in a journey along with you, taking you to understanding how it's working and why it's important. And finally, I'll show you a few cross-chain trades so you guys feel comfortable when someone will send you money, and or if someone will ask you to cross-chain or send your token somewhere else or whatever, you will understand what this is. So my goal for today for you guys to be more comfortable with cross-chain and understand their importance and also understand the risks. So I'll share the screen and let me know if you will be able to see it. So I think you can see it straight away. So what I would do if I would be basically you, I would go in, I'll put something in the cross chain in the web. I'll try to open it up and start understanding what it is all about and why it's needed. I mean, like imagine you would want to invest in a protocol or anything. So basically, you can see that there are so many cross-chain bridges in the top platforms. Most of them that you can see that they're repeated because they're existing in each chain. Any swap, it's for example multi-chain. That's one of the big guys. It's $2 billion in the TVL. Synapse, it's around $250 million. There are some other guys that are not here, like Stargate, the bridge. Also, they are connecting a few chains together, mainly the EVM chains. So as you see that these guys, BSC, Phantom, Polygon, Avalanche, EchoChain, even Moonbeam, these are based on the EVM. And once you go on the EVM, you see way more bridges. And even this list is not exhaustive. I'll show you how many are there. Once you go into Solana and other chains like Cosmos, smaller chains, and Near, you see way less of the bridges because first they're having less in the TVL, so there's less money in those chains to be connected and less liquidity to be connected to any other chain. And also, of course, there is less amount of people. And most importantly, it's written in different languages, not Solidity. So what's interesting, then I would understand that there's 125 layer ones. Obviously, everyone is offering something unique. Solana offering very fast transactions, 60,000 TPS. Ethereum offers the large decentralization. So you have like large amount of network. We see how decentralization will be after its merge, but that's the largest by far chain on the DeFi space. So, and then we'll start reading about it, and we'll see, oh, this is how it works. So there's blockchain one, lock and mint. What does it mean? I don't know, but I think I'm locking some token here to receive something here. Like Ethereum is locked, so I receive Ethereum here. Tether is locked, so I receive Tether here. Okay, so I get some understanding of lock and mint mechanism. Then I'll go down, I'll start reading about different apps and whatever, and then what kind of assets I can transfer in between the chains. All right, so I can transfer the Bitcoin, I'll transfer the cash, I'll transfer, I mean, cash means stable coins, some other tokens, so any assets, and destinations could be any chains. So then I'll try to go into the trust mechanism, relayer networks. It's all very complicated thing that many cannot understand why it's there. And obviously, once you go into malicious exploits and see the numbers, oh, $600 million and $350 million attack. Oh, wow. Okay, I have to be really, really careful with that cross-chain project, and you would understand why. But again, we need to remember that in the past, the centralized exchanges were attacked left and right. MTGOX was attacked in 2014 because that was the center point where all the liquidity was kind of aggregated to move forward. So those hacks are a big risk. So maybe you would be interested in that. You would go into the chain analysis, and this company is really good for they're doing good research, especially on the security side. And here you can see that in the last 13 months, maybe you got almost $2 billion in cryptocurrency stolen, 13 separate attacks on the bridges. So and in the orange you can see those attacks, and here in the blue you can see some other hacks. Most likely it's centralized exchanges or some liquidity protocol hacks could be. So those are really, really big. I mean, you can see that $600 million were stolen here, like in the Q1 here, it's close to $1 billion were stolen. So Nomad Bridge and Harmony Bridge were last two hacks, and this was presented after the exploit on the Norman Bridge. I'll try to explain you why also those hacks are happening. Then you try to understand how many people and how many chains are, or companies doing the cross-chain. You see so many of them, and you kind of get lost after some time. So then, for example, there are always some kind of announcements and everything, and some of the announcements are coming from the Chainlink, which are actually centralized oracles that fetches the data about how much something costs, etc. And you start listening to the guys explaining why they actually believe in cross-chain, and that's actually a small 40-second clip why they develop something like on a cross-chain interoperability protocol. They want to create some TCP IP like solution, like something like internet protocol like. And that's let's listen to the guy.
Will allow blockchains to interoperate with each other, will allow smart contracts from different blockchains to send each other commands, and obviously enable the movement of tokens between chains. And this is the final piece of the puzzle that we are now very, very focused on, and we've already been working on for years, about how we want to enable a truly cross-chain set of smart contracts, where all the different features of all the different blockchains and all of their different capabilities really need to be something that we give people access to. Because giving people and developers the ability to generate a smart contract in Ethereum, use DeFi protocols on other chains, send a payment on a Hyperledger payment system, maybe get collateral in Bitcoin, or do whatever complicated combination they want to do, is something that will unlock an entire world of innovation in our industry. It will unlock an entire new set of applications that were previously not available and previously not possible. And that's why we're doing this.
Okay, guys, now you kind of understand why it's important a little bit, but obviously you kind of think, oh, that must be a good salesperson saying that, trying to upsell his project. But in reality, that's true. Like every blockchain has something specific to it. Every blockchain, like Ethereum, has a lot of potential, a lot of liquidity in it. I mean, they have at some point in Ethereum there was roughly $700 million locked. So it was with billions. So that's a huge amount. And here, that's why I want to show you just an example of my protocol in comparison with other protocols that will be able to give you some ideas about what you need to focus on, what is the big difference between the different guys offering you some different solutions. So this is an example of DeFi problems and why we are trying to solve in general the cross-chain debacle. And on the left, you can see the current multi-chain paradigm. So the projects have to build the decentralized applications on each chain. Then they have to split their liquidity, the ones that they've raised, in between the many chains, and then hence they experience high impermanent losses, high slippages, high token volatility, maintenance costs. The projects have to rely on multiple, usually centralized bridges that increase their security risks. There is high risks of hacks. Both developers and users, they have to have lots of manual operations with multiple platforms to move the funds in between or to send the data from one protocol to another. There's almost no automation currently present. And there is a lack of universal liquid cross-chain assets. So you cannot really find some assets in some chains. And projects experience difficulties in becoming cross-chain. They have high cost of user onboarding due to isolated blockchain communities. User experience is very poor. I mean, they do not have all the tokens of all the chains to make the transaction. The user simplicity is poor. And at the end of the day, they get stuck and they kind of say, all right, I believe in BNB and that's going to be my chain. So I mean, in our protocol, and absolutely I'm not saying that we're the best, but we're trying to address as many problems as possible in one solution. We basically try to see the future where you create a single dApp in the blockchain of your choice, and then you have only one single pool of liquidity. So the projects, when they raise capital, they have the liquidity. If they want to be on separate chains, they have to split it. No, we say that you can have one single pool of liquidity, and then you have access to all user base and all liquidity of all connected chains. And all interactions will be happening through one dApp interface. We can do it through our liquidity protocol, which is AMM DEX, token bridge, liquidity aggregator, and liquidity asset hub all in one solution. And also data protocol, which basically creates a borderless environment for projects and users to move in between chains, send commands, talk the smart contracts and talk to each other. That's why you do not need as a project to build smart contracts in all the other chains. So this is how we solve this problem, and we believe that we solve this in a more efficient way than our competitors. And I'll touch on the comparison between competitors. So you can actually see that sometimes, like I always get this question, oh, we have so many projects that are cross-chain. I said, no, I mean, there are a few, and then everyone else is utilizing the front and utilizing their engine in behind. I mean, and we will be the same. So there will be a lot of cross-chain projects, DEXs, etc., and they will be saying we're cross-chain. They will be just using our roads. So what we do is we connect 7 largest by TVL EVM chains. We also are working on non-EVM chains such as Algorand and Solana, etc. And we have basically through lock and mint mechanism, the one that I've described, and creation of the derivative, create S tokens. So the original asset USDT, let's say, is locked in Ethereum. S token, which is synthetic token, is created in our hub chain, which is Aurora, and all those are aggregated in EUSDT. Then this EUSDT is an LP token of that Curve meta pool. They call it that technology. We have forked Curve, and then it can be used on all chains. I mean, because it's backed one-to-one to USDT locked in Ethereum. And then there is no risk of depegging because it's already locked. And we also allow the on-the-fly transfer of all those EUSDT, EUSDC in between each other. And this way we do it through EUSD exchange pool. EUSDT becomes the universal universal stable coin. We will later add ETH, EBTC also to the solution. So it will be universal across all chains. This is the cross-chain trade transaction. I will just explain it to you because we will go through it in actual mode on the DEX that I will be showing you. So trader from BNB has the BUSD in his account. He wants to buy a token, and which is sold in Polygon. He doesn't even know that. He just wants his token to be received in Avalanche. That's it. So what he will do, he will lock his BUSD in BNB chain through our Aurora. He will place a transaction. It's ultimately user simplicity. But in behind, I want to give you a little bit of tech here. What will happen? The synthetic of the BUSD will be minted on the BNB chain. This mint will be actually on the hub chain, and then this synth will be added to LP token pool, exchanged to the EUSDC. EUSDC will be exchanged to the synth of the Polygon. It will burn, and it's a lot of technology, I know. And then unlocked USDC will be exchanged to token and bridge. I will show you how it's actually working. It's just very complex diagram. I hope I went through it. This one is a unique proposition for B2B businesses. We can create one pool of liquidity, so fragmented liquidity is not an issue. Through this partnership with external aggregator like 1inch, we can change any token to any token in any other chain. So you forget about that you have different chains at all. And that's what Chainlink guy was talking about. You forget which protocol you're working in. You utilize the best of each protocol. Someone is fast, someone is secured, someone is doing something else, etc., etc. So these are the advantages. I'll not be going through them. This is token utility. This is our team, quite large. And I already talked about myself. These are the grants and backers, etc. It's just a pitch deck. This is the roadmap. We are working on this for 2 years, very close to the finish line. This is the interesting one, the comparisons of the protocols. You almost want to know which cross-chain project is better and why. I mean, some people would say that, oh, multi-chain is as effective. You guys are giving like higher rate. But again, these guys are only having 24 nodes. Just go into a multi-chain website, go in the nodes, and you will see that some of the nodes are, you know, called Ahmed with a smile. And do you want that one out of those 24 being responsible for what $2 billion TVL? Maybe not. And you just do your homework and see that. And also it's one-to-one bridge, so they will require a lot of TVL on both sides, and then they will be facilitating the move. All the signups and Stargate are on automated market maker principle, so many so there are pools of liquidity and many assets are changed through those pools between each other. There is a slippage in between, if you know what it means, but we're just 2 to 3 times more effective. Torchain is used for different principle, but we're like way more effective than that. But the issue that I want to focus on, that most of the protocols are not as decentralized, and most of the cross-chain solutions are not as decentralized. And you need to remember that. Like, for example, the Stargate, in this case, they rely on layer 0 being their solution, which fetches the data, takes the data for $500 million transaction from this chain to that chain. So they ask Chainlink Oracle, one or few, which are centralized. I mean, it's Chainlink controls them, but you don't know where this server is, where this node is. That did someone send actually this $500 million or not? So the Chainlink says, yes, it was sent. So I release $500,000 or all 674 million from my protocol. And actually the Chainlink node was broken. If you remember, I was telling you about the Ronin Bridge hack, which was $600 million loss, and how they hacked it. It's on this consensus level, on the data protocol side. They had only 9 nodes supporting the protocol, 9, and 5 of them were hacked. 4 of them, they were in one data center. So they hacked 4, and then on the 5th one, because there was a connection to that data center with 5th node, they sent an email, please, help us with this, and they clicked on it, and they got control. $600 million were lost. From Ronin Bridge hack, this is Axie Infinity hack, North Korean hackers. So that's why the decentralization is important, and that's why we're starting our protocol with 200 to 300 nodes, and we will go up to like potentially up to 1,000 nodes. Roll the post consensus, epochs change, all the security measures to go into it. And if you look in the competition and seeing, who is the most decentralized, you will see the guys like big guys like Axelar. How many nodes they have? 44. So if you take control of 23, you can take control of the consensus. So that shows you the fragility. That's why the $1 billion that was lost was actually due to the data protocol or security. Sometimes the multi-sigs are attacked, like for the Harmony Bridge. This is the tokenomics. This is like investment deal. I'll not be going there. So I want just to show you right now the how it's working actually in reality. Yes. So again, for the data protocol side, why it's important? For example, with our solution, we have implemented the gasless mode. So if someone has a MetaMask and he has no clue of what is Ethereum, what is other thing, he can send and buy the sneakers from Solana. First, he can send, of course, and buy GMT. But then with that GMT and that wallet, he can, if there is an integration with Steppen, for example, he can buy that sneakers and he will be running from the Polygon-based wallet. And he will not know what kind of different chains there are. And he will be able to buy it without the need of the having the token of Aurora or Avalanche or whatever, everything will be paid from the body of the transaction. So that's what we're having here. So let's try to send like first, this one is a complex transaction that I sent. So from like, let's say DAI, we have connected 5 chains. Let's say DAI, we want to buy token X, and this token X is located actually in the BNB chain. So we will perform the swap, we confirm the swap. So what I'll show you the route, how it takes, and it's all done in one transaction. So this is the technology that you will understand why it's important and why it's easy. So it already has started. So the first step has started. I'll show you already the finished transaction. So we did the USDC from Avalanche also into the token X Rinky Buy, which is like a testnet of Ethereum. So I will open in the Avalanche. So 1,000 USDC were locked. So what happens next? So in our currently we utilizing the Polygon as our hub chain. The synthetic is created because the 1,000 was locked in the original chain. That's the principle how most of the bridges work. They lock some assets in one chain, and then they mint and they do some other thing, you know, on the other chain and release you in some other chain the original asset. I mean, maybe different like USDC and USDT, but whatever happens in between, everyone is doing separately. We do it through Curve Metapools. We have forked Curve to do it more efficiently than others. So SUSDC, which is a synth of the Avalanche chain, is created because we have a pool of all the S tokens, synthetic tokens of all the chains. We adding this synth there and receive that LP token of EUSDC. This EUSDC can move anywhere in any chain that we're connected to. And then there is, we exchange it to EUSDT because we have exchange pool, if you remember, on the fly. And then SUSDC in BSC is received. Then what happens after? Because we actually need our token X in Ethereum. That's what we did. So the next step that is already ongoing, okay, so we can go back to our actually the transaction that we have done. So it already is completed. So we stopped here. So we stopped in the BNB chain when the synth was created. Synth is burned, and in BNB chain, USDT is unlocked. All right, so USDT is then purchasing token X based on the exchange rate. You see 10,000 due to the impermanent losses, they went into 9,994. So $6 were lost due to the AMM principle of the pool. And then once it's done, we need to bridge it to Ethereum. At the end of the day, we didn't want token X in BNB. We wanted it in Ethereum. So, and that is what the final transaction is showing, that this token bridge was bridged from BNB into Ethereum, and now you have 923 on your wallet in the basically in Ethereum. So that is the test nets. You saw all the thing. It's basically from the DAI, it exchanged to USDT, and then from the USDT it exchanged to token X. All happened in the same transaction. You didn't need to have so many tokens of the different chains, because every cross-chain transaction for us was validated by Oracle network. By those 200 to 300 nodes, when we will be in fully roll deposit mode, everyone will be validating our transaction. So in this case, once the DAI was locked, so it goes into the Polygon, the transaction validates. In the Polygon hub chain, everything is created and sent to the BNB. Again, the Oracle network validates that the synth was burned. I can unlock here the details. Without this, when you rely just on few servers saying, yes, it has been done, there is a lot of risks. I will show you also how the bridge is done. This is already working on the mainnet for us. So for example, we have here like 10 tokens, and we will connect our MetaMask account. That's real life how we work with some cross-chain application. You can try and work on the Stargate. They are fully on mainnet. or you can work with us, or you can work with someone else. So here, like 3 chains are connected: BNB, Polygon, and Harmony. And let's say from Polygon, we want to send like 5 tokens into Harmony, and we will want to bridge it. So this is already what I'm showing you guys is happening in the mainnet. And the difference between mainnet and testnet, in the testnet, of course, you can print how much money you want. In the mainnet, you cannot. And in the mainnet, you have to, of course, have paying your actual gas fees. So that's what I'll show you, the systematic that I'm paying for this transaction. And here, basically, depending, it's being executed now. I'll show you how it was done like just 2 hours ago. So here, this is a mainnet of Harmony. So 2 AVA was sent, and in Polygon network, the 2 AVA was received. So this is an interesting perspective how, in our case, we solved the interoperability issue. Obviously, all those chains will require, as a conclusion, what I want to say is that all those chains that are existing, we do not know who will be the winner. We do not know if there will be an Ethereum killer. Every chain that is coming up, like BSC, Phantom, Avalanche, Near, Solana, everyone is saying that will be Ethereum killer. Everyone. And we do not know who will be. But unless there is the bridges or roads are presented, and imagine like USA without roads. So that is the level of which we are at the moment are locating. Or imagine the internet when you cannot move between the different chains. You know, you have like your LAN network of the Harvard University and then Stanford University, and you are not connected. So these are roads. These are the future, in my opinion. The way the centralized exchanges were attacked in the past, a similar way the bridges are attacked. And the first way for the security is decentralization. This is first. But second is the quality of the protocol and amount of audits, amount of the quality of the team that is working on it. Just a one fun fact. In the last 2 months, the Ronin bridge, the Harmony bridge was hacked on 100 million. The Nomad bridge was hacked for 100 million stolen funds. And then 1 week ago, the Rainbow bridge was attacked. Rainbow Bridge are working with us. It's like Aurora team. We have selected it as our hub chain. Like their technical team, like 30, 50 people, and us, we're speaking the same language and speaking the same mentality. Those guys, they locked 5 Ethereum on attacker's wallet. So that's all about security, all about having good penetration testers trying to penetrate white hackers, working with them, working on the bug bounty programs, working with good auditors. Sometimes some companies, very large, they just make an audit like a stamp. And it doesn't work, guys. It doesn't work. So I hope I kind of expanded your knowledge a little bit about the cross-chain and protocol. I hope that this graph do not make you scared, and I believe that in the future, like same like what Chainlink guy said, it will bring enormous potential to everything. I mean, the guys in 5 years' time, they will not be saying, oh, I'm launching on BSC. They'll be saying, I'm launching my product. And then I'll be utilizing the speed of Solana. I'll be utilizing the liquidity of Ethereum. And it all will be working seamless. The guy from the Solana wallet will be running in the shoes, in the steppen of the future, in the new Near, sweat coin. And the data will be moving in between easily. The liquidity will be moving in between easily. So hope it was not too technical for you guys. I tried to kind of walk with you through this journey of cross-chain. Based on the project that I'm having, I was trying to explain you what you need to pay attention to. And security is very important, but it has enormous potential going forward. You just do not know who out of those 125 plus L1s will win. and still venture capital is investing enormous amount of funding into L1s. Just Near and Aurora ecosystem, the part of which we are, Near raised $800 million ecosystem fund. Aurora raised $100 million ecosystem fund. And so other guys. So we'll see how it works. But thank you for being part of this conference. I really enjoyed I really enjoyed presenting you guys this thing, because in my opinion, this is the future. So yeah, any questions, please put them in the chat.
Hi, Faraj.
Yeah, hi, Ernst.
Yeah, thank you so much for the speech. I think it's wonderful. What a good project you are. I see your portfolio. Wow.
No,
I'm
it's
really
not
impressed, I would say.
I wish it would be my portfolio. So, but
I mean, you're the co-founder of EVA Cross-Chain Protocol. You're the advisor of the Standard.io, founder of DAO Fund, founder of Crypto Executive. Wow, there's many more. You have at least more than 20 experience. I mean, how long have you been in this space?
To be honest, I was following crypto quite closely. Like since the Bitcoin was $20, I wish I would buy them. You know, yeah, I was looking. $20. It was up to 80, and then it crashed. So, and everyone was saying, "Oh, that's gonna die." And then it went to 800 and crashed to 200, and oh, it's gonna die. So I just was following it up. Then it was empty ghost attack, and everyone saying, "Oh, Bitcoin is dead." So, like, talking about when I actually have joined it, I joined in 2020, to be honest. Why? Because all the years before, I'm taking very, very solid approach of understanding where I should put myself in, you know. Once I've seen on the Senate of US talking to the top protocol in 2018, they were just saying, guys, you're a bunch of crooks and we're gonna close you, because like all the illicit activities are happening through crypto. How do you guys are closing it? You cannot do anything about it. Yesterday I was hacked and I was demanded ransom in Bitcoin. So that's what you are, guys, and scam. Like ICO, hundreds of people, millions of people losing money. We will close you. And then it changed. In 2020, they had the same meeting with same people. And you know what they only question in 10 times they were asking? How do we keep USD as a primary stablecoin? And like few questions, okay, how do we protect our population, blah, blah, blah. Nothing about scam, nothing about we're gonna close you. So I understand that this is the future, and the way it evolves, the way it grows, it's enormous. Like in 1 year time, by going to the conferences, I could connect to 1,200 executives, like small companies, but also big companies. All layer ones are in my network. And that's what I mean, try to now to connect with 5 top, even I would say oil and gas executives. Every executive is having such an ego. He will not come to a conference without 5 bodyguards, you know? So
definitely.
Yeah, I mean, you could go to conference and you will see the CEO of Pantera, and I have pictures with him, with these guys, you know, and the CEO of Galaxy Digital. I mean, these guys are 10, $15 billion funds, and they come in the t-shirt and jeans, and they come without any security, and you can take selfie with them. That's cool. That's cool. So I'm sure all of you guys are here for the same reason. And if you have any thoughts about being in a bear market, I know it's psychologically very tough being in the bear market, thinking, oh, I wish I would stay somewhere else. Just live through it. The next summer is coming. I don't know when, but it's coming. So that's what it is, guys. Again, thank you very much for having me. If you have any question, put them in chat. If not, it was pleasure to just give you a little bit of introduction to the cross-chain.
Definitely, I think there are a lot of questions here. So, like, do you regret
the ones that you believe will be the most useful for the audience, to be honest?
No worries. I mean, like some of them, one of them asked, how do you protect your protocol against exploits?
Yeah, so how do we protect? It's first, it is decentralization. So decentralization is very important. So that's what we started with. You take away $1 billion loss from the previous hacks. So you start with 200 to 300 nodes, and then you increase them. You rotate them every 4 hours. You actively monitoring the open and down nodes. You slash the bad validators, bad nodes. So that's the key to making it sure. It's very hard, guys. It's very hard. And that's why most of those multi-chain $2 billion, they only have 24. I mean, it's maybe 24 computers sitting in the owner's room. How do you know? You know, it's 24 nodes, 24 computers. So that's one. And the quality of the coding. So you try to hire as great white hackers possible, great developers that are not afraid of building something big. I mean, when we are coming to the VCs, they say, "Oh, you guys are building something huge. Most likely, you will not succeed." But for us, it's just coding, you know, like Near and Aurora hackers or developers. The founders are the winning of the hackathons in the speed programming. So we're on speed. They were hacking into some systems or developing something good in it or penetration testing. Hacking is bad word in some countries. So, and they were winning at speed. They were given a minute to enter. So then they created protocol, and this is Aurora and Near. And that's why when you just go on YouTube and watch Solana and Near conversation between two founders. Very interesting.
Nice. Thanks for the inside info. I will definitely go and check it out later when after this event. I mean, this event does actually help us to connect and learn more about the crypto industry itself, a bit more into the in-depth of protocols as well. Yeah. So next questions that we have is, there are significant risks that we know on bridges, on many fiasco kits, I think, that we can see. What is the contingency plan for EWA moving forward?
Significant what? Sorry, I didn't.
I do not know how to pronounce that, but fiascos, I think, something like that.
Okay, I'll try to explain how I understand this question. So probably there are few things that preventing the protocols from succeeding. One, it's the hacks, obviously. So you do your best not to be hacked. And the wormhole that was hacked at $360 million, they were backed by Jump Crypto. So the next day, once the protocol was hacked, the Jump Crypto came in and said, "Oh, who lost the money? 360 million." Given back to all the guys. So not every protocol and not every bridge have this type of backers. We're trying to get it to tier one. So if tier one invests and like ensures some kind of backing, and of course it will be growing slowly. That would be nice, of course. But we're not relying on that. You have to get through the good amount of technical audits, good amount of hackers trying to penetrate to you. You have to have a bounty program. Like, you know, Optimism. Optimism is around $1 billion protocol. They found the white hacker, which earned, I think, like $6 million. The white hacker found a way to mint unlimited amount of USDT, unlimited amount, or some other token of Optimism that can be sold, unlimited amount.
Is he rich?
So the entire because at that time there was I think 600 million on that Optimism. So the 600 million could disappear. Whatever is on Optimism, it will just exchange to OGtoken. Whatever DEX is there, it will just erase it and move it through Tornado Cash, which is not existent now, but do different mixers, Monero, whatever, and eliminate the entire protocol. So these bug bounty programs are very important. How many optimism went through audits? Hundreds maybe. But still, this type of security risks are there. So best way to avoid fiascos, I mean, go through fiasco, is having a backer like Jump Crypto. I wish I would have one. And but it's best to avoid all those fiascos, to be honest, because I don't know how Harmony will survive after entire $100 million was. Go on DeFi Llama. DeFi Llama is perfect source. Go on DeFi Llama, put Harmony Bridge, see how much liquidity is on that layer one after the hack. Almost zero. After the bridge hack, almost zero, because they emptied the entire protocol.
Wow.
And it's layer. I mean, there were a lot of people putting a lot of money into the great sharding layer one, and they were hacked because of the bridge.
Okay. Wow, that's some really good insights. And I found that word, fiasco. Thanks, Felix, for for the very difficult word to pronounce. I mean, my language is not that good, but thanks, Felix. At least I learned a thing or two today. At least I learned fiasco, how to pronounce fiasco properly. Yeah. So I mean, next question. I think we do have one. It's quite I think this question is quite common in the current winter season market. So Sondra asks, where do you see the crypto market in general after the current crisis? I think everyone is dying to know. What are your inputs?
Yeah. So I believe, to be honest, like if you have a little bit of money that you do not need for the big future or tomorrow to buy the bread with, now is a more or less good time to invest, unless you predict that the entire world will collapse tomorrow, which might happen, might not. But why I'm saying that, I always look on the big picture and what big guys are doing. Because we and you and me and maybe even Pantera, one of the biggest funds in crypto, are childs in front of those guys. Okay, so just look on the A16Z report. A16Z, which is Anderson Horowitz. This is also one of the biggest funds in crypto. This A16Z report states that the entire DeFi ecosystem, like whatever I was talking about now, DeFi, decentralized finance, cross-chain bridges, blah, blah, blah. It's only $200 million. $200 million. I mean, it's less than it's $200 billion. And this includes everything. So billions with B, of course. So this DeFi ecosystem, it's how much JP Morgan has under management. Just one bank, JP Morgan. $16 trillion, trillion with T. Okay, so when someone is saying who has attacked Luna and created $60 billion crash in the entire Web3, I say guys with T on the not B, but with T in their balance sheets. So another big player, one of the largest in the world, and I don't think you would go higher than that, apart from United States government, it's BlackRock. And BlackRock, it owns maybe a third of the world. All big shares. As a passive investor, they are in every company. And now they become not so passive. They try to push their ESG agenda. That's what I believe in. They have opened up Bitcoin to their institutional traders, Aladdin. And the same day, from 18, it started to go back to 25. Same day. Just because now the trillions of dollars can move into crypto with one click. And because Bitcoin is a proxy for all the rest of the cryptos, it will move. But of course, they're not stupid. They will say, okay, let's stop. Let's let the pushback bear market to eat everyone else scares, etc. Everyone is on fear. Oh, the world will collapse tomorrow. Let's go back to 18. We'll see what will happen on 18. I'm telling you.
Let's see. I think, it's the current market now, it's quite symmetrical with the markets a few years back. So hopefully, I do believe that cryptocurrency, it's the new up and coming trend, but there are still many, there are still many loopholes to actually polish up. And also there are still many ways to actually identify whether cryptocurrency can be the next thing. So yeah, I don't know where the market sentiment will be, but definitely, which what you said earlier on, I do agree that if we are able to push through the winter market, definitely the summer is coming soon, hopefully.
Absolutely. Yeah. The summer will come in 2024 for sure, when the halving will be happening, because once the halving is happening, the Bitcoin goes up, and then everyone is thinking, oh, that's good for everyone, and all the alts start to go up, and then everyone is kind of very enthusiastic. Again, the report of Anderson Horowitz about that clearly shows that with the high price of Bitcoin, you have a lot of activity emerging from this. Again, you have to read those reports, guys. I mean, those reports are really gems. But there is another good question here. I see that does it make sense to launch a token on Ethereum when there are cross-chain services where you can use any currency to buy on BSC, for example? And that's exactly the question that we would like to see more and more. Me as a cross-chain project co-founder, and maybe everyone else, why would anyone to have a token on Ethereum and ask their users to pay between $10 and $200 per transaction? Why? I mean, if some NFT project launches their collection and Ethereum gas goes through the roof, would you be interested, your users, to pay such a transaction for like changing some color on their NFT or whatever, or maybe moving your funds from here to there, or getting your salary paid, or whatever you're doing on the blockchain? So no, you don't. Why people are keeping Ethereum coins and why people are using Ethereum? Just because it is so secure. No one in the world can come in and close Ethereum tomorrow. No one. And the same is with Binance. So if you want any financial advice, which I'm not giving, but the only two coins that are really at the moment, and I don't know how it will be after merge, but more or less that they will be utilized in the future, are ETH and BTC. And ETH after merge becomes less decentralized, because three largest players, which is Lido Finance, Coinbase, and maybe Binance, they will be able to have more than 51% of stake. So if these three people will decide, call each other on the chat, on Telegram, of course, or maybe Snapchat, they will try to discuss about, let's move Ethereum to some crazy, way. They could. I mean, theoretically, they have so much stake that so they can reverse some transactions. They could do that. Obviously, the entire Ethereum community is so huge. There is so many billions of dollars sitting in Ethereum that they will be doing everything to prevent that. And Vitalik is talking all about that. I mean, he was talking about that miners didn't let Ethereum to be developed fast, which is true, because miners are only interested about security. And now the Ethereum will be developed faster, but will it lose its decentralization? So that's what I think. I believe that there is a high chance that it will not, but who knows?
Yeah. All right. Thank you so much, guys, for all the Q&As for Faraj. I hope Faraj actually has answered all the questions. Thank you, Faraj, for such an amazing time. I mean, thank you for the presentations. Pleasure to have you here. Have a nice day.
Absolutely. And I apologize in front of my next, guy who is after me, because he was waiting for 23 minutes. So again, thanks a lot for having me here. And again, if you want to connect me on LinkedIn, I've put my my link there. So all the best, guys. Bye-bye. Cheers.
Cheers. Connected.